Hey guys, JC6 here, back with you with Phoenix Wright, Trials and Tribulations. Now I gotta check the volume on this. So on case number 4, let's see what Edgeworth has to say. Precisely. False arrest at police checkpoint. This was just brutally murdered, sir. Falls 4-3 at talk to dog. Wear white scarf for identification. Witness. What is it? Do you have something to say, Miss Faye? I'm sorry, I totally forgot what I was going to say. This is the first time I've ever had to actually address someone like that. Girl, you should have practiced before coming to court. Honestly, Miss Faye, I'm not sure I like this. Say dear Larry, can you want a piece of my coffee candy? Candy? Oh, you're still too young to be drinking real coffee. Girl, come on, Mia. Shake it off, you're a lawyer. Coffee candy. Detective. The guy always makes the weirdest jokes. He always makes these weird metaphors and and cracks some of the weird. He always makes weird metaphors and the joke he cracks was kind of weird. He says you have some coffee candy because you're still not because you're acting like you're young or something. Yes, ma'am. This photo said that there was nothing peculiar about it. Is that correct? Yeah, that's what I said. Well, yeah, it's just that you take another look at the note written by the victim. Then the note, it very clearly says "Worldwide Scarf for identification." The caller must have forgotten what the victim looked like. Thus, this special request. One very simple question for you, detective. Where's the white scarf? I can't seem to find it in this photo. Well, to be honest, we didn't find it in the trunk, ma'am. And you stopped there? You should have looked for it. Arrgh. Caller told the word to identify herself, so I expect she did just that. Well, Mr. Edger, what do you have to say about this? Sigh. See, the fence is a little lacking. Scarf you searched so desperately for. Is it this one perchance? Where did you find that, sir? On Dusky Bridge, I was there first and said to conduct my own investigation. Why didn't you tell me? I made a decision to keep all pieces of evidence in a personal satchel. It's the safest place I know. That hot shot sure has a flair for the dramatic. It's not exactly white as the color question. Nope, it's light blue. As you can see, it's close enough for what it was intended for. It looks like it would spend some time in the mud. Not surprising, it was drizzling on the mountain that day. Prosecutor Edgeworth, he was potentially hiding the scarf the whole time. Who accepted the scarf into evidence. Now, turning for the defense to finish embarrassing herself, I'd like to move on with the testimony. That is alright with you, isn't it, Miss Faye? Well, I'd like to wrap this scarf around a smarmy little neck. Huh, what does smarmy mean? Gotta look that up later. Very well, now if we're done with this mud-covered scarf business, prosecution moves to establish conclusively and with hard evidence that Hawthorne and Mr. Falls did indeed meet on that bridge that day. We will show exactly what occurred there. That sounds quite promising. I can't wait to hear all about it. Ark, everything is moving at his whim. Don't forget, kitten, there's a reason why everyone considers this kid a genius. A genius, huh? Actually, there's an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place. This photo was accidentally taken by the witness. It shows her wearing the scarf, sir. It was drizzling that day. Unfortunately, it's a little hard to see what's going on. Anyway, the victim shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. That must have been when the scarf fell off. Looking at this photo, you really get the sense that this bridge is very high up. It's about 40 feet drop from the bridge to the Eagle River down below. But strange, who took this photo anyway? Let's just say that was a well-intentioned third party. Potential witness. So why isn't this person in the courtroom? Well, they said they absolutely did not want to testify. The person in question is very delicate, Your Honor. Besides, as long as we have this photo, we see no reason to compel her to testify. I'm not sure how I feel about that. So as you can see, Terry Falls had both the motive and the opportunity. I think it's quite clear at the point what happened on that bridge. Aha, the truth is becoming clear to me now. Huh? This is quite obvious. It's clearly guilty. And not again, that's not fair. I haven't even done my cross-examination yet. What do you mean, Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Let's see. Oh man. Think anything of it. How about you? I guess I don't think anything of it either. Then we don't have a problem, but we do have a penalty. There wasn't a problem, couldn't you just let it slide? I know you're supposed to do something on the fourth statement. So at the time of the crime, there was a light drizzle coming down, correct? I mean, the reason I knew to present that is because there's no blood on it. Like, I think there's supposed to be blood on it if she was stabbed in the back, right? And fog too, just generally soggy atmosphere. With evidence that doesn't go with the soggy atmosphere. This is a photo of the victim's body that was found in the car trunk. Consider the conditions at the scene of the crime, something isn't right. Alright, by all means, please enlighten us to what isn't right. I missed the code, right? And the answer is right here. Victim's code. Far as I can see, there is nothing strange about it. That's exactly what's strange. Remember testimony or the conditions on the bridge that day. It was drizzling and foggy, dusty bridge was all wet. But the victim really has fallen down on her stomach on top of the bridge. In the front of her coat, she had been covered in mud. That's exactly right. The other day I fell on a muddy bridge and my gorgeous playoff gear was befouled. I do admit that the crime scene was quite wet that day. However, that doesn't mean that the top of the bridge itself was muddy. Y'all have fallen in the shower and stepped on a muddy bridge. Glorious hockey beard, pride of the legal league, would be wet, but not muddy. Fortunately, I have yet to test that. Still, your point is well taken. Can you prove that the surface of the bridge was muddy that day? Surface of the bridge, huh? A real man wouldn't stand for a taunt like this. You were a real woman. Of course I can. It's evidence that proves the surface of the bridge was muddy. Evidence is the scarf. It should be obvious. If the scarf fell onto the bridge and got this muddy, it means that the bridge was obviously covered in mud. No, can't be outwitted by this novice bimbo. Hey, same to you, buddy. Don't call me bimbo. This phase assertion makes perfect sense to me. I do admit that there appears to be a contradiction between the condition of the victim's coat and her scarf. However, the real question is, why is there a contradiction? For every contradiction there exists an explanation. Look at what the explanation in this case may be, shall we? Alright, it's not like he's really giving me a choice here. Huh, doing pretty good for a little kitten. But Mr. Armando, no matter what he says, a contradiction always comes down to a lie. It's either the victim discovered in the trunk, the witness photo showing the defendant and the victim, or the witness's testimony that stated she saw the moment of the murder. Just relax and think it over. It's pretty simple, isn't it? False evidence is one of those three. What you said just now, I'm not sure I like that. That wasn't me, Your Honor. It's a copy aficionado over here that said it. Court is not in the habit of accepting false evidence, you know. Blame it on him, Your Honor. He's the one trying to slip false evidence in the court. He won't let it. We'll expose the evidence as the flimsy scam it really is. Yes. False evidence in this case is the... Well, we'll have to see what the false evidence is in the next episode. Take care, everybody. I'll see you guys next time.